And welcome everybody to the top of Burnaby Mountain. It's a Thursday and GNAC women's basketball once again on Red Leafs TV. Thanks for joining us. Simon Fraser, the Red Leafs, coming off a successful last game. Feeling some momentum here as he gets set to play host to the Alaska Anchorage Seawolves. Simon Fraser coming into this game with a 3-6 record. Alaska Anchorage coming in at 6-3. So a big task here for the Red Leafs, who by virtue of the tiebreaker right now sitting in that sixth and final berth at the midway mark of this GNAC women's basketball season. Simon Fraser coming into the game tied with a pair of teams at 3-6, Western Oregon and Seattle Pacific. And right now Simon Fraser, I believe, has that sixth and final spot. Anchorage with a 6-3 record, always near the top of the GNAC, right now sitting at number 3 in the conference. Second half of the season set to begin tonight. And the 7 p.m. tip-off. I'm Howard Samura. Thanks for joining us here on Red Leafs TV, wherever you may be tuning in on the World Wide Web. Simon Fraser, impressive as we said off the top, coming off of that 74-60 victory. What a game that was. So a great job there. Coming in with a big win. That wasn't the right score. We'll get that for you in 1 second. But a big victory for the Red Leafs as they come into the game today over Seattle Pacific in the last contest. The new starting lineup for this team. And we want to, of course, take a look at some of the Simon Fraser players to watch tonight. And I think a real good place to start is going to be talking about Sofia Wazowski. You see her right now on the court driving to the basket, wearing number 5 and coming off of a huge performance. And Sofia Wazowski right now in GNAC play is doing a terrific job, and she's leading this team in scoring. 17.3 points per game, 3.9 rebounds, and her 22 assists, number 1 on the team right now. So with Sofia Wazowski, the younger sister of the senior, Jessica Wazowski, who we'll now talk about, wearing number 14, her usual solid self. Her 28.6 minutes per game are leading this team throughout the course of the GNAC season. That's 16.4 point per game total. Just terrific. And when you put the two Wazowski sisters together, I believe it was a 52-point combined outing, one off of their combined sister plus sister single game high of 53 points. So when the two sisters are going, you know, Simon Fraser is playing great team basketball. That was the case in that big win last week. As well, we should take a look at the rookie who has made such a great impact here with this starting group. It's number 12, Rachel Lukes. And Rachel Lukes out of College Heights Secondary. Those minutes are climbing, 23.8 minutes per game, averaging 5.3 points, 5.9 rebounds, and she's second on the team in assists with 20 through the first 9 games of the season. And a real treat, too. The College Heights Secondary team from Prince George, coached by her dad, Wade Lukes, who is sitting midway through the middle section here at the West Gym with the rest of the College Heights team. They're here, they're at the Tessa Beauchamp tournament in Surrey, but decided to come out, of course, and watch and cheer on Rachel Lukes and the Red Leafs here today. That's great to see. Rachel Lukes having a great rookie season with Simon Fraser. As well, from the Alaska Anchorage team, Vishay Robb has been a very interesting player to watch, wearing number 12. In 7 games, she's had 6 starts, and those are her only games of the season. Rejoining the team since an ACL tear last season. This is going to be her 8th game of the season, just getting into the flow with her Anchorage teammates. And scoring it at 9 points, 5.7 rebounds, and shooting 80% from the free throw line. The 5'9" senior from Springfield, Minnesota, will be wearing number 12, and you can tell her on the court, even though the warm-ups are still on for this Anchorage team, she's got that brace on her right knee. She's walking through the paint right now, cheering up her teammates, getting them ready for a big game for Anchorage. And this is a big one for Simon Fraser. As we said, coming into the game at 3-6 and sitting in that 6th and final GNAC playoff spot. A win here today would really set the table for a weekend sweep. They would then play Alaska, the Nanooks from Fairbanks in a 1 p.m. matinee here on Saturday. We'll have that game as well for you right here on Red Leafs TV. So Simon Fraser will draw what everyone would say would be the tougher of the two, getting 6-3 Anchorage today. They get 2-7 Fairbanks, the Nanooks on Saturday. Well, this one coming in concert with Simon Fraser's new look, that smaller starting lineup that we do expect to see tonight. Nothing established or confirmed for sure, but it did its job last week. Lainey Shelby, Rachel Lukes, Armand Dulay with the Wazotsky sisters, and it was a dynamic lineup that got off to a huge lead and really was able to punish Seattle Pacific for the much-needed first home court GNAC victory of the season. Alaska Anchorage is coming off of a victory. They beat where are we here? We'll take a look at this. No, that is not the score sheet I was looking for. But they had a weekend split, and they actually lost to Western Oregon. So that was a pretty stunning loss. They had beaten them. I had written that down. I think it was 37 straight times. I think it's what the Anchorage Sports Information had said. It was a huge upset for Western Oregon. 73-53 was the win. They were 37-0 against Western Oregon since 2004. And not only did that end that 37-0 streak against the Wolves, it snapped Anchorage's own 9-game winning streak, but they bounced back to defeat St. Martin's 62-41 on Saturday. So the scene set here. We'll be back with the opening tip of this basketball game. We'll have the starting lineups for both teams announced, the national anthems as well. Howard Samura here, back with the rest of the Red Leafs TV crew from the West Gym in just a moment.
And welcome to the West Gym for tonight's game between the visiting University of Alaska Anchorage Seawolves and your Simon Fraser University Red Leafs. Before we begin tonight's competition, at this time I'd like to invite Grace and Caitlin from SFU women's basketball team to the court to present the Student Athlete Unity Pledge.
I am an NCAA student athlete, and I pledge to be a champion of unity on my team, on my campus, and in my community. I pledge to stand against all forces of division and separation. I pledge to embrace differences and strive for inclusion and collaboration.
I pledge to stand against racism, hate, and discrimination. I pledge to strive for love, care, and forgiveness. I pledge to stand against silence, deceit, and obscurity. I pledge to strive for dialogue, truth, and understanding.
I pledge to stand against fear and doubt. I pledge to strive for trust and belief in one another. I pledge to stand against complacency and stagnancy. I pledge to strive for change and growth.
I commit to supporting my fellow student athletes in all circumstances that impact them. I commit to both choosing unity personally and encouraging it for all. I pledge these things because we are stronger together.
And now basketball fans, at this time, we do ask that you please rise if you are able, and please remove all caps for the playing of the American and Canadian national anthems. And now it is time to meet the teams, beginning with tonight's starting lineup for Alaska Anchorage. Starting for the Seawolves at guard, number 2, Senya Rabua. Starting guard, number 5, Jasper Evans. Starting forward, number 12, Vishay Rab. Starting forward, number 14, Kate Robertson. And starting guard, number 20, Elena Mack. And coach of the Seawolves, Ryan McCarthy, assisted by Karen Myers. And now, it's time to meet tonight's starting lineup for your SFU Red Leaves. Starting at guard, a junior from Langley, number 5, Sophia Wisowski. Starting guard, a freshman from Prince George, number 12, Rachel Hughes. Starting forward, a senior from Langley, number 14, Jessica Wisowski. Starting forward, a sophomore also from Langley, number 20, Berlin Shelby. And starting guard, a junior from Surrey, British Columbia, number 21, Armand Duplay. And coach for SFU, Bruce Langford, with assistant coaches, Matthew Langford and Jordan Gregg. And now, basketball fans, without any further ado, it is time to get
Number 20, Merlane Shelby. And number 21, Armand Dulay, the junior out of Panorama Ridge in Surrey, all starting. Senya Rabuin, number 2, Jasper Evans, number 5, Vishay Rab, number 12, Kate Robertson, number 14, and Elena Mack, the 5'8 sophomore, wearing number 20, will start for this team. And now the opening jump, Jessica Wisowski will win the jump against Kate Robertson. And we're underway here from the West Gym. Anchorage coming in, having dominated Simon Fraser over their series here at the GNAC over the last decade plus. Simon Fraser getting a win of the tip, a look at the hoop, and unable to score it here as they get an offensive rebound and a chance to recycle. Shot clock now under 10. Sophia down on the baseline. Luke's into the paint, kicking it out with 4 on the shot clock. Sophia on the deck, into the paint. Little runner is going to roll off the back of the iron. Shelby with a rebound. This time, though, turned over and into the hands of the Seawolves, and that is Rabuin, number 2. Cross court to Mack. To Rab, back on top they go to Evans. Everybody getting a touch here early. Jasper into the paint. She will move it back up top. And Rabuin guarded closely there by Dulay. And the ball turned over. Sparkling effort in that victory over Seattle Pacific on Saturday for Simon Fraser. We said their first GNAC home victory of the season. Pushing the go button here in the second half of the season, trying to get some early energy going against this talented Anchorage team. There's Jessica Wisowski. So the looks from 3 not falling early here for the Red Leafs. Quickly down the floor, a quick hit 3 from the wing right in front of the SFU bench. Rabuin's going to knock that one down. She's shooting 34% from beyond the arc coming into this game. Already some wholesale changes. Head coach Ryan McCarthy is going to bring in 5 new Seawolves at the next stoppage. Gemma Cutler will check in the post for Simon Fraser. Back up top, they go inside to Shelby, kicking it back out. Dulay rather to Wisowski. And Jay Wiz will knock down the triple there to knock the score. Interesting strategy here from Coach McCarthy as he will make that line change. Into the paint, off the window, a lane opens up. Vishay Rab takes full advantage, goes right to the rack, lays it up and in. 5-3 now for the Seawolves. Dulay, high post to the cutter on the baseline, and that's Lainey Shelby laying it up and in. Simon Fraser answering everything here, and they're going to give another one. And that Jasper Evans going right through the paint. Simon Fraser giving up those lanes, green-lighted to the rim. And the Anchorage Seawolves, the last couple trips down the floor, have just gone right to the glass for layups. 7-5 the lead. Simon Fraser turnaround. Ooh, and Dulé knocks down the 15-footer. Simon Fraser has tied it at 7-5 and 3. Or should we say 3, 5, and 7? They are answering everything here. And this time the foul's going to get called on Shelby at the other end of the floor. First foul of the game. Gemma Cutler now into the game for Jessica Wizotsky. No, it's going to be for Shelby. Gemma Cutler, one of the top rim protectors in Division II basketball, one of the top scorers on this team, now coming off the bench, but what a luxury Simon Fraser has to change it up here. Anchorage, as we said, with that whole new group. Into the paint, down to the baseline, back up top. Janai Alexander will beat the shot clock buzzer and knock down the short little jump shot, 9-7. Simon Fraser has tied it up on 3 straight possessions. Can they do it for a 4th? High energy. They can take a lead with a 3, and they're gonna. Jay Wiz once more. Jessica Wizotsky knocks down the triple, 10-9, and Coach McCarthy not happy with that one. Coach McCarthy animated there, and I know the Simon Fraser diehard fans that have been coming to this building for the last decade plus have appreciated the emotion, the passion he brings every time the Seawolves are in. But talking to some fans before the game, and they were laying the over-under on when his jacket was going to come off. Now we're at 6:20 to go in the first quarter, and it's still on through this first timeout. So we'll see. Many are saying before the end of the first quarter. Thank you very much as we get our first box score from the minor officials table here. They'll show us the Seawolves are shooting 4 of 4, including 1 of 1. So shooting it at a hot rate. Simon Fraser has already taken 7 shots with those 2 offensive rebounds. They've extended possessions. 2 of 4 from beyond the arc, 4 of 7 from the field. Lock or a 10-9 Simon Fraser lead, and of course Wizotsky 2 of 4. She's taken every Simon Fraser shot except for the Shelby bucket off the cut to the basket. And Jessica Wizotsky, Jay Wiz, 2 of 4 for 6 points. As you mentioned, every time Alaska schools are here, you know on the following Saturday you're going to get the other Alaska school. It's going to be the Fairbanks Nanooks here, 1 o'clock. Matinee special on Saturday. What a job by Dulé. She is a defensive presence. Armand Dulé. That's why she's in the starting lineup, everybody. What a job that was. Playing with abandon there. The ball going right into the minor officials table. But Simon Fraser, possession, won through the play of Dulé. Back up top they go. This time, though, Dulé can't squeeze it. Loose ball on the floor. To the mat goes Kaya Pearson. And here come the Seawolves, trailing by 1. Back up top to Gamble. And into the paint, driving is number 11, Janaya Alexander. Rachel Luke's getting called for the foul there. Second team foul, her first of the game. As we mentioned, College Heights Cougars, shout out to everybody in the great city of Prince George watching on the live stream tonight. College Heights, their senior girls basketball team in the stands today. They got the best seats in the house. They're in the middle section. They've been here early. They've been waiting. They're here for the Tessa Beauchamp tournament. But what an opportunity to come and watch Rachel Lukes play for Simon Fraser here tonight. Sophia Wizotsky battling on the baseline, tried to power her way in, couldn't get it to go. Rabuin, number 2, guarded by Cutler. Senya Rabuin is rejected underneath. I believe that was Cutler getting the stop. Luke's back up. Wizotsky, bingo from the top. Sophia Wizotsky, the younger sister knocking down the big triple there from the top of the arc. And I never did tell that story about her nickname, which I'll try to get to it today. In fact, I should do it right now. Jessica Wizotsky, number 14, known as Jay Wiz on this basketball team, and of course, she's the Wizard. So Sophia Wizotsky, being the little sister, is the Little Wizard. But somewhere along the line, she got to be called the Lizard. And her teammates have shortened that to Liz. So when they're talking about a girl named Sophia, they actually call her Liz. And it took me a while to figure that out. But I was told the story by Sports Information Director Wilson Wong, an interesting one for sure. What a great job underneath by Jessica Wizotsky. Top 6 player Grace Killens now into the game, looking for Cutler on the baseline. Couldn't squeeze it there, and Alexander now back down the floor. Ooh. McKenna Gardner, number 2, stepping in on defense. There's a 3-ball from deep. And that one's from Rabuin. So 13-12. McKenna Gardner going through the paint with a great look underneath. Rabuin getting called for the foul, but McKenna Gardner, what a heads-up play that was. Dishing it underneath, almost got the hoop there. The foul called. Third team foul, or a second team foul rather, on the Seawolves. Simon Fraser with that 1-point lead right now. Oh, that's a tough break. Tough break there for Dulé, who was a bit too aggressive reaching in. She's leading with her defense here in her second straight start this season. More on Dulé and her historical status of earning a spot in the starting lineup of this Red Leafs team as the night progresses. Great move into the paint there. What a dynamic move by Janiyah Alexander, the 5'10 junior, transferred from Indian River State College in Florida, native of Rex, Georgia. So from the southeast to Anchorage down to the greater Vancouver area here today for Janiyah Alexander, who makes good on the first free throw. Alexander coming in averaging 17.2 minutes per game and 3.8 points. She's going to make good on the second. So nice tight game here. 14-13 to score. The Seawolves with the lead. And Tori Hollingshead now, the 6'3 junior, now into the game at 6'3 for these Seawolves. Underneath Cutler. And there's Hollingshead doing her job, matching up against height on the floor and getting the stop against Cutler underneath, giving the Seawolves a chance to build on their 1-point lead. Daring move into the paint there is not going to yield results for number 5, Jasper Evans. Ooh, Cutler trying to take the pass, and Hollingshead again is there. She knocks it out of bounds. So 2 straight trips. She affects Simon Fraser in the deep paint, and now the 3-ball. That one's going to come in and out. So Alaska building up their hustle. Gamble knocking that one out of bounds. It'll be Simon Fraser basketball. So a shout out to the College Heights girls basketball team. I also understand from Wilson Wong, the sports information director, that the Guilford Park Sabres girls basketball team in the house tonight just looking for their head coach, who I know well because she used to do broadcasts with me. Rebecca Langmead, the Newfoundland native, is apparently coaching Guilford Park and has brought the team to the game today. So great to see that SFU tradition getting back and given to the game. Killens for 3. Grace knocks it in, 16-14. Simon Fraser. And as we look, we see that jacket has been removed by Coach McCarthy. 2:42 left in the quarter. Double team comes quickly. Hollingshead kicks it back up top to Ross. Mia Ross knocks it down. Mia Ross averaging 15.7 minutes per game, 5.4 points. She looked solid on that one. Right back to a Seawolves lead. It's been a change fest in terms of leads, changing throughout this game. Cutler unable to squeeze it, goes to the floor hard against Hollingshead. Oh, and a tough break for Gemma there is going to get called for the foul. The timeout on the floor. We'll take a short timeout. Be back with the final 2:14 of this opening quarter. Simon Fraser 16, Alaska Anchorage 17. Back with more in just a moment. And we're not into a timeout. My apologies. I am right back with you. Maybe I was just looking to take a drink more than I could admit to myself there as Hollingshead goes to the free throw line. Hollingshead, as we said, the 6'3" forward center out of Orem, Utah. And she's going to head to the bench now. But looking at that high school, I was thinking I know somebody from Orem High School in Orem, Utah. And I looked it up and I was right. And it's Los Angeles Rams rookie wide receiver Puka Nakua, who's had such an incredible season. They share a high school there. That one off the mark by Killens. And this smaller group is getting out on the floor for Coach McCarthy. They're running. Sonia Gill, number 15, takes a tumble underneath the basket. And she's going to get called for the foul. So the fifth personal foul. Bonus now for Anchorage is Jaisa Gamble, the junior from San Bruno, California. Three-point lead is going to match the largest of the game for either team. It's been that kind of a first quarter. We're seeing points put up on the board. We're seeing exciting basketball. Simon breaking the zone pressure there, getting over half court. Back to Sophia Wazowski to Killens. Little head fake by Grace. Tries to skip it underneath. Great hustle from Gardner. She saves the basketball and the possession. And as Sophia Wazowski tries to break through that defense, I think a foul's going to get called against Jasper Evans. Evans, a valuable part of that group for head coach Ryan McCarthy. Her first of the game. Evans, one of the double-figure scorers on this team at 10.7 points per game. Shelby for three! Lainey Shelby knocks down the triple. Nice job by Shelby. She's showing so much of her game in the last 2 weeks. It's all coming true right now for the Langley Christian sophomore, 5'9" guard forward. Into the game now is Rylan Quirk, the Gresham, Oregon native, the freshman wearing number 32. Sonia Gill will take a seat on the bench. So Shelby, Quirk, McKenna Gardner, Sophia Wazowski, and Grace Killens on the floor right now for the Red Leafs. Mia Ross doing her stuff from the free throw line. Shelby back to Gardner. This zone taking away a lot of stuff for Simon Fraser, and they're playing it with some wingspan. Three ball from the corner, too strong. And a victory for that Seawolves defense there. Off the window, what a beautiful running take to the basket there by Kaya Pearson. The junior from Oakland, California with a basket. Largest lead of the, actually equaling the largest lead with 40 seconds left. Here's Killens in the half court, puts up the arm, and a whistle blows. And the foul is going to get called against Shania Alexander. Jessica Wazowski wants to check in, and Rylan Quirk will sub out. The final 36 seconds. Gardner to the corner. Wazowski wanted the three. Ooh, she is double teamed immediately. Physicality on the baseline results in a foul being called there. And that one's going to go against Jaisa Gamble. So 15 foul now for the Seawolves. It'll send Sophia Wazowski to the free throw line. Killen subbing out. Luke's number 12 will sub back into the game. So 4 starters along with McKenna Gardner. Armand Dulé, the other starter not on the floor. The other starter not on the floor right now with 30 seconds left in this opening quarter. Everything good we saw from Simon Fraser on Saturday, carrying through against a superior opponent here. And they have come to play here tonight. Rabuin. Little handoff there to Rab. Run a bit of a weave on the perimeter here. About 2/10 of a difference between the clock and the game clock and the shot clock. So they'll play for a final shot here. Ooh, look at this. Simon Fraser. Pugnacious defense there on the perimeter, right in front of the Red Leafs bench. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast today. Our thanks to producers Aidan Doherty and Eitan Weisfeld for all of their work here today. 5 seconds remaining in this first quarter of play. Simon Fraser. Wazowski now at the free throw line. Sophia with a chance here to get some stuff done. She's going to knot the score here at 22 with 5 seconds left. And there's a Simon Fraser lead at 23-22. 3 seconds to go. Rabuin. Shelby gets a block as the first quarter buzzer sounds. Simon Fraser will take the 23-22 lead into the second quarter of play. Red Leafs TV, Howard Samura back with more in just a moment. And we're back with you here on Red Leafs TV. Time to thank a number of the individuals that help on the Red Leafs TV crew. And that list starts here today with Tiffany Martinez, the event coordinator. You saw the dance team there. Great to see support from local high schools in the building here, from Guilford Park Secondary and from College Heights Secondary in Prince George. Manning our cameras, Sebastian Chu, Elise Beaudry. And at the minor officials table, Larissa Dillon, Haley Birch, Francisco Cresa, Enzi Hahn, Ethel Ate, Nicole Anderson, Sophia DePelto, Anthony DePelto, and Sophia Cisorati. A public address announcer, always the mighty Stephen James, and thanks for tuning in on Red Leafs TV. We thank everybody who helps get our broadcasts streaming on the World Wide Web. So thanks to everybody here in the building tonight. 23-22, Simon Fraser. What a first quarter they played before the home fans here, shooting 50% from the field. 7-14, Anchorage 7 of 13. But it's going to be the Seawolves who reclaim the lead quickly. Sophia Wazowski to Dulé back on the floor. Jessica for three, bingo! Jay Wiz with her third triple of the game. She's now 3 for 5 from beyond the arc. She's got She's got 9 points, all off the triple. And a great job there from Jessica Wazotsky. Luke's out of the game. McKenna Gardner, number 2, a quick sub here in the first 48 seconds of the second quarter. Inside they go, and they'll kick it back out for a 3, and knocking it down there, Elena Mack, her second triple of the game, I believe, shooting 35% from beyond the arc this season for the Seawolves. Quickly they go down the floor, Dulé to Shelby. Laney had a 3-point shot there. She hit one earlier. I thought she hit one earlier, but anyway, I think she did in the first quarter. But this time puts it on the deck, gets called for the turnover. Just over a minute in. This GNAC second half of the campaign will bring a true playoff feel for so many of these teams, including the teams that got off the slower starts than they wanted to, and that's Simon Fraser. 3 and 6, they want to push the button and go. But what a tough team they have drawn here tonight in the Seawolves, coming in with a 6-3 record. Shot clock down to 7 here for the Seawolves. Into the paint they go. What a job hoisting that shot there by Evans. The follow is going to fall, and that's going to go to Gamble. 29-26, the lead. Gemma Cutler will check into the next stoppage, as will a couple of Seawolves. There's a 3-ball from Jay Wiz, her first miss of the game from beyond the arc. Oh, I should correct myself there. 3 of 5, now 3 of 6 from beyond the arc. Part of the game here where Simon Fraser really needs to hold ground here. Seawolves with that 3-point lead, but playing with a bit more confidence here. And an offensive foul called away from the ball against Jaisa Gamble. And that's her second of the game. Here's Gardner to Dulé as the press now on for Anchorage. Skip underneath, Cutler off the window, can't score it. A great job there by Alexander getting in the way. Once again, it's Ross. Back up top she goes to Alexander. Janiyah Alexander looking for an outlet. Jessica Wazotsky sees the loose ball, almost knocks it away right in front of our broadcast location here at the West Gym. Shot clock now down to 5. Great job there by Cutler. Simon Fraser, are they going to get the stop at the shot clock buzzer? They're saying it's a shot clock violation. So Simon Fraser's defense holds, and number 11, Gemma Cutler, with a gem of a play there to turn back the Seawolves and keep the deficit at 3. Sophia Wazotsky. Jessica on the block to Dulé. Cutler back up top. Sophia, great head fake into the paint. Tough contested shot. So physical defense. And there is Sophia hustling for the jump ball call. And it's going to stay with Simon Fraser. And that is a never say die attitude from number 5 on the floor here. Tori Hollingshead will check into the game to bring some height there for the Seawolves. Off the inbounds, baseline. 3-ball, Sophia with a miss. Cutler with that tip to save it. Runner, oh, and she's gonna get a nice shooter's roll off the window. Now that's a great hoop there by Cutler, who's been working hard and has reason to be frustrated on a lot of occasions here in this game, but hung with it and got a big hoop there to make it a 1-point game. Dulé out of the game, Grace Killens back in. Simon Fraser showing the depth right now. Mack, the inbounds to Rabuin. Evans. And that's going to find its way to the bottom of the basket there for Senya Rabuin. So right now the lead at 4 points, and that equals the biggest lead of the game. Simon Fraser is led by 4, Anchorage is led by 4, and as we approach the midway mark of the second quarter, it's been that tight a ball game here from the West Gym. Ooh, Killens took a hard fall trying to skip it to the cutter on the baseline. I believe Cutler going to the basket on the baseline. Vache Rab getting called for her first on that play. Rab coming back from that ACL injury last season. I believe this is her 9th game of the season, all GNAC games, so she's come back when it's counted. Underneath to Cutler, and Gemma says, I'm wide open. She lays it up and in. What a beautiful hoop that was. What a great play in the half court by the Red Leafs. 32-30. Anchorage with the lead in the basketball. Once again, great defense in the paint by the Red Leafs. Look at the hustle from Rabuin. The skip underneath in tight quarters. Jasper Evans lays it up and in. That is just tough basketball. Getting that steal and that lay in there. Good look there. Sophia thought she had it. And a bit too strong off the back iron. Hollingshead turnaround, squares up off the window. And right there, 36-30. That is the largest lead of the game now. And here come 5 more at the next stoppage for the Seagulls. I shouldn't have said interesting change. They do it all the time. Visions of the line change over the years, you start to remember. That one, Vache Rab taking what she can get, 8-point lead. That is the best Anchorage basketball of the night. The response from Simon Fraser, a timeout. They got to talk things over with 4:35 remaining in the second quarter of play. 38-30 from the West Gym. Back with more in a moment. Howard Samura back with you as we hit the stretch drive of this second quarter of play to the half. The big stats to look at here. Field goal percentage shooting in the second quarter. Simon Fraser only 3 of 8, 37.5%. Alaska Anchorage 7 of 10 shooting 70%. They've knocked down both of the 3-point opportunities. They're maximizing things as they continue to work their way deeper into this contest. Simon Fraser needs to be able to flip the tables here, start to dictate more of the terms on the floor. Turnaround by Dulé is not going to draw iron. Quirk now into the game. Rylan Quirk able to chase down that loose ball. She goes under the basket. Wanted to receive it. Simon Fraser has been having trouble getting the ball to its post players underneath the basket. Tough to squeeze some of those passes. Quirk couldn't grab that one. Underneath they go. Great job there by Quirk. She stands her ground. Underneath the basket there against Kate Robertson, the 6'2 junior from Casper, Wyoming, who will be Alaska Anchorage basketball, inbounded by Mack. Mack up top to Ross. Alexander. Shot clock's at 4. Underneath they go, and Simon Fraser, a great job in the half court defensively. They stand tall with the shot clock winding down. It's their basketball now. And they are going to face some pressure. Here it comes from Anchorage. They're teeing it up with pressure defense as Simon Fraser makes a couple of subs here. They're going to bring in Cutler and Lukes. And here's Rachel Lukes to Cutler. That height helps Simon Fraser break the pressure. The Seawolves back down. Underneath they go to Quirk. Resets underneath, couldn't get it. Oh, those are ones the rookie's not going to miss next year. But almost able to reset the shot attempt and score. Underneath the basket, off the back iron, Mia Ross. Mia Ross looks like her dribble's in jeopardy every time she touches it, yet she makes good things happen. There's Sophia! What a great job by Wazotsky Jr., the Lizard, to score that one off the window. So the one they call Liz getting the basket there to cut it to 6 with 3:03 remaining in this opening half of play. 2-2-1 zone pressure here from the Seawolves. 2:54 remaining in the half. Here's Sophia. Pivoting, reverses to Killens and gets it right back. Works off the Cutler screen. Back up top. Grace thought she had a 3 instead. Swings it down to 10 on the shot clock. Ooh, that one headed for Lukes but intercepted, and Simon Fraser turning over the basketball. Not what the doctor ordered. Elbow jumper. There's going to go. That's what the basketball gods will do to you when you turn it over. Jasper Evans from 15 knocks down the jump shot there. So the lead back up to 8. Simon Fraser doing everything they can to hang tough here. Can they keep momentum of some sort heading into the half? That's going to be a big question to be answered here. In the half court they go. Here's Killens. Underneath to Cutler. Gemma underneath. And the whistle blows underneath. And Cutler's finding her space and time today. And it's what I've been saying in the last two pieces we've written about this basketball team. Is the pressing lineup is taking opportunities away from some players, but those players are still able to come back when you want to play another way. And you're just a deeper basketball team. And the fact that you can bring a player like Cutler off the bench to start a game, it certainly doesn't mean she's not going to play a ton of minutes in the game. Unfortunately, though, unable to hit the free throws there, and the deficit stays at 8. Here's Rabuin. Senya Rabuin. They go to Rob. She drives, baseline blocked by Cutler. Are they going to call Cutler for the foul? Sure looked clean. Yeah, she's going to get called for the foul as Cutler. That's a tough break. Thought she had stripped Vishay Rob rather. Instead, Rob, the Springfield, Minnesota native, steps up to the free throw line. Chance to make it a double-digit lead here with 1:43 remaining. Tight for so long. But Anchorage, as the offense is slowed, Anchorage has found a way to lock down defensively. A miss there, Wazotsky with a rebound. 1:41 left. Lead at 9 for the Seawolves. Everything on the edges right now for Simon Fraser. And as they try to spread the court, they're turning the ball over. There's Mack cross court to Rabuin. Back up top, Elena Mack for 3. Just off the mark there, Quirk with a nice rebound. The more you let Ryland Quirk get her minutes on the floor, the more comfortable she looks. Here's Lukes. Got right into the paint, tried to score it, and a defensive foul called. A block underneath is going to get called, and that's going to go against Tori Hollingshead, number 21. Hollingshead came in averaging 13 points and 7 rebounds a game. He's been a big part of this team coming off the bench. 19th game this season. She's had 4 starts in the 19 games. Is bringing her skills off the bench in a big-time way here for the Seawolves. Simon Fraser is, how can we put this politely, struggling from the free throw line here. They're making things happen with great play, but unable to cash in from the stripe. Here's Rab. This time, unable to score it. Second chance opportunity as Mack gets into the paint. Elena is going to feel the pressure underneath, and the foul's going to get called against Killens as Elena Mack drives to the painted regions of the court. She'll step up to the free throw line. McKenna Gardner and Lainey Shelby, the 2 Langley Christian players, will check in at the same time here with 43.7 seconds left for Simon Fraser. This one is going to take a big second half. That lead now at 11, largest of the game. So great job by Anchorage. They gained the separation. They have played lockdown defense here in this second quarter of play. And right now with the 11-point lead. There's an adage about teams that press don't like to be pressed, and I don't know if that's kind of holding true here. As we're watching the home team having their trouble getting the ball up the court right now. Hollingshead inside. Quirk stands her ground. Ryland Quirk has played solid off the bench. Simon Fraser's missed free throws and lack of execution on the baseline on those cutting plays kind of coming back to haunt them right now. 9 seconds left, shot clock off. Here's Jay Wiz to younger sister Sophia. 3 seconds, McKenna Gardner looks for Shelby on the baseline. And another turnover. Turnovers over the second half of this second quarter. The story, Simon Fraser really a shell of themselves. The way they opened this game were able to dictate the terms. Now trailing by 11 points. They're going to have to huddle in that halftime locker room, look for some answers, and come out and try and make a statement here in the second half of play. Right now trailing by 11 points, 43-32 at the half. We'll be back with the second half in moments here from the West Gym. for the Seawolves, who, let's face it, really upped the efficiency in that second quarter of play. They shot 8 of 16 from the field in the second quarter after shooting 7 of 13. So they're shooting 52%, 15 of 29 overall, including 5 of 9 from beyond the arc. They're also shooting 8 of 12 from the free throw line, doing everything they need to do here, while Simon Fraser, those 14 turnovers in the first half, coming back to haunt them a bit here. Simon Fraser shot 50% from the field in the opening quarter, 7 of 14, but they were 4 of 11, 36.4% from the field in the second quarter of play. And it allowed the Seawolves to just pull away. And right now, a commanding lead in what is turning into be a lower scoring game than we originally anticipated. So that 11 points now looks like a lot more just in terms of the pace of this game, the way that Anchorage brought three-quarter court, full court pressure with that zone look in the second quarter of play really shifted the momentum in this contest. And right now, Anchorage with a huge advantage as the second half is about 3.5 minutes away from taking place. Howard Samura with you. Thanks to our producers, Aidan Doherty and Aitan Weisfeld, again for getting us on the air, Red Leafs TV. We thank you so much for your efforts, guys. And Simon Fraser led by the dual 9-point performances of the Wysocki sisters, Sophia and Jessica, each with 9 points in that opening half of play. 5 points for Lainey Shelby, part of that starting group. As well, 4 points off the bench from Gemma Cutler, who is in a bit of foul jeopardy right now with 3 fouls as the second half set to begin. On the other side of the ledger with 2 8-point performers, Senya Rabuin with 8, the guard, and as well Elena Mack, another guard who played 14 minutes with 8 points as well. To lead the always balanced Anchorage scoring attack, Vishay Rab with 5 points and 4 points each for Jasper Evans. And off the bench, Mia Ross and Janaya Alexander. Another 5 off the bench from Tori Hollingshead. And you look at those second chance points, they're not huge, but Alaska does lead in that category 5-2. The big one, the depth of this Anchorage team really showing 18-7 in bench points for the visitors from Anchorage. And had a chance to talk to the Anchorage coaching staff before the game, talking about that major snowfall that took place recently in Anchorage. Nothing too far out of the ordinary, but if you saw the news clips of people with snow blowers on the roofs of their homes and all of that kind of stuff, glad the Seawolves have arrived safely here on the West Coast, getting set, of course, to move down south across the line to Carver Gym in Bellingham to face the Western Washington Vikings on Saturday. Simon Fraser will play host to the Fairbanks Nanooks in a 1 p.m. game here Saturday. Catch us all again right here on Red Leafs TV. About 80 seconds away from the start of this second quarter. Simon Fraser, as we mentioned, sitting with that 3-6 record and really trying to elevate themselves into the next quadrant of teams here, trying to make a push for some kind of consistency in the second half of the season. And a victory here would be huge. They're going to need a huge comeback to do it, but certainly this Simon Fraser team capable of doing great things. It's a talented group, just starting to find its kind of DNA here at the midway mark of the season. The starters in this game, as they were in that victory over Seattle Pacific on Saturday, Sophia Wysocki, Jessica Wysocki, and Rachel Lukes, who had been starting the lion's share of the games thus far, as well. Lainey Shelby, number 20, Armand Dulay, came into the game. Gemma Cutler and McKenna Gardner played off the bench in that game and are doing so again today. But boy, I'll tell you, of all the minutes being doled out, they're far from the lowest. Gemma Cutler with 10 minutes and 22 seconds. McKenna Gardner playing 11 minutes. So basically, there's 23 minutes off the bench from those two players. So their roles in the starting lineup have been tweaked, but their contributions are certainly valued, and they continue to be a huge part of this 8 to 9 player rotation. Seems solidly ensconced here for the Red Leafs as the horn sounds and we get set for the second half of play. 11 points the deficit. Alaska Anchorage will take the ball first to start. Vishay Robb back up to Jasper Evans. Just off the mark there. The follow is going to go, and those are the kind that make Bruce Langford, the SFU head coach, pull his hair out there. Vishay Robb with the follow. Just underway here. That 13-point lead now the largest of the game. Here's McKenna Gardner quickly to Jessica Wazotsky. Sophia Wazotsky now. Cutting to the basket there is McKenna Gardner. Simon Fraser's turnovers are mounting. And right down the floor they go. Not the start Simon Fraser wanted here in the second half of play. Turnovers by the Red Leafs, makes at the other end by Alaska Anchorage. And a timeout quickly called as the lead ballooning now to 14 points for Anchorage. And Simon Fraser in tough here as they continue the battle. But they're giving up ground to the visitors. Sorry. I never got around to the men's score. I forgot. Can you get it live again? And we can let you know Simon Fraser's men's team doing a great job hanging tough here. 2 minutes into the second half are trailing host Western Oregon 49-45. What a great job the Red Leafs are doing down south in Oregon today. Elliot Demaculangan leading Simon Fraser with 14 points. David Penny with 10. Zach Stone, the big man, 7 points. Simon Fraser doing a really good job here. Trailing by 4. They're shooting 43% from the field. They're 6 of 16 from beyond the arc. The same mark as Western Oregon is shooting from distance today at 37.5%. They're 9 of 9 from the free throw line. So a good job there by the Red Leafs, and we'll check in again with Simon Fraser as the evening progresses down in Oregon, where they're within striking distance of the Wolves. $15 points is the deficit here. McKenna Gardner now with the basketball. Gardner working to break the pressure. And the foul called against Rab. Vishay Robb, second of the game. Gardner back to Sophia. Wazotsky to Gardner. And a foul called as the entry goes into Jessica Wazotsky. Kate Robertson getting called for the foul. So her first of the game, second team foul now called. But here's a steal. And Anchorage has been making Simon Fraser pay. The steals are getting huge. Jasper Evans with that one. Was that the last box? 13 steals now on the game for Anchorage. Back up top they go. Simon Fraser needs to find something to work on offense here. They are stalled and they are falling behind the race. Trailing by 17. Shot clock's now down to 5. Sophia looking to go inside. Great job there by Kate Robertson. The Seawolves shall knock it out of bounds. And Robb right down the floor. Great job by Cutler. It'll stay with the Seawolves, but Gemma Cutler gets a hand in there defensively to slow things up. Kyra Stewart, number 23, along with Rylan Quirk, 32, and Grace Killens coming into the game now as head coach Bruce Langford making some wholesale changes. He's gone really small here. Rylan Quirk, the tallest player on the floor right now at 6'1", but a real guard-oriented group here for Simon Fraser as they try to find something that works. Here's Shelby. Laney right down the floor is going to lay it up and in, and they get some instant results. Cut it to 15. Pearson back up top to Alexander. Looking inside, Dulé got the deflection. Here's Killens with a basketball. Grace back up top to Stewart. Grace for three. That one too strong. Nice box out underneath by Gamble. And very quickly, it's Mia Ross back up the floor. Inside they go, high post pass to Hollingshead. She took a bump there, no foul, and she gets Simon Fraser right back on the floor. Stewart back up top. Here's Dulé. To Killens. Grace gets a double team immediately, so Shelby now. Shot clock now down to 10 as the three ball hoisted there. Ooh, and Quirk making a break to chase that down, that loose ball, takes a tumble. And the foul's going to get called against Kaya Pearson. So that foul meter is ramping up. It's easy for me to say, ramping up to 3 now. Simon Fraser still not with no team fouls here in this third quarter. Killens will inbounds, 20 on the shot clock. Stewart guarded by Evans. Dulé turns and fires from 15, just off the mark. Rabuin is going to take a fall, colliding with Stewart underneath the basket. Kyra Stewart getting called for the foul there. That's the first team foul here in this third quarter for Simon Fraser. Rabuin to Evans. Off the mark there. Nice rebound by Shelby. This is as small as you're going to see Simon Fraser. And the height coming from a rookie as well. The redshirt sophomore from San Clemente, Kyra Stewart, the inbound quickly to Ryland Quirk, puts up the jump shot. Well within Quirk's range, couldn't get that one to fall. So Simon Fraser getting looks, but still trailing by 15 as the game clock ticking down to the midway mark. Stewart up, got the takeaway, got a hand in there. Good job by Kyra Stewart on defense. Here's Dulé, has a lane to the basket. Oh, how did she miss that one? That's a tough break there for Armand Dulé. Great job by Quirk to get the rebound. Killens. Oh, and she's going to get called for the travel there. So Simon Fraser, it's a collective team funk right now. They can't really seem to get out of their way. They're creating opportunities and finding ways to sabotage themselves over the last few possessions here, right when they need it most. So keep it at a 15-point deficit. Simon Fraser zoning it up with this small look. Stewart with a great job. Kyra Stewart, oh, and no call there, tough break. Shelby gets the hoop and the horn. Count that, baby. And number 20 is going to step up to the free throw line. Great energy from this group. Stewart, Killens, and Shelby, along with Dulé and Ryland Quirk. San Clemente High School redshirt sophomore Kyra Stewart, the 5'7" sophomore guard. Simon Fraser now within 12, but can they continue to take points off this deficit? There's a traveling call. They're spoon feeding. Alaska Anchorage is spoon feeding the opportunity here to Simon Fraser to make a comeback. Timeout called on the floor, and they're going to talk things over at that Anchorage bench. Jaisa Gamble, unforced turnover there. So keep it at 12 points deficit, just past the midway mark of this third quarter. Well, 2 of 8 for Simon Fraser from the field in this third quarter. But they opened up on in a bit of a funk, so they've stepped it up a bit here, trying to claw and scratch and find a way to make a dent in what has been their largest deficit of the game at 17 points. And we'll get an update from the men's game to see how Steve Hansen's group is doing against Western Oregon on the road tonight. While the women have had a 4-game homestand, the men right now in the midst of their 4-game road swing, trailing 60-55 at the 11:07 mark of that second half. So they're hanging around and certainly within shouting distance to Maculangan with 16, Penny now with 14, Zach Stone now with 11, 3 double-digit scorers, and they're all doing a good job for Simon Fraser as the Red Leaf men looking for that elusive road victory in the GNAC. Here's Killen's deep 3 for Grace off the mark. Shielding her body as she puts it up off the window, doesn't go for Rabouin. Killens to Stewart. Stewart getting one of her longer floor stints of the season, and she's been playing productively. This time Quirk is going to get bodied in the open floor. Janai Alexander, number 11, her second 15 foul, puts Simon Fraser in the bonus. And here's Quirk from the free throw line. These are the first free throw opportunities. She's going to miss them both. Simon Fraser has struggled from the stripe. Those are Ryland Quirk's first free throws in GNAC play this season and of her career as a freshman, of course. Stepping up with a miss there. A tough break there for Janai Alexander. It's amazing, this lead as Stewart checks out of the game and Rachel Lukes checks back in. Anchorage built the lead to 17, and they have found ways not to score here underneath. Simon Fraser, meantime, has struggled mightily, and they've only been able to cut off a few points off that 17-point deficit. That's a huge basket there from Elena Mack. She'll knock it down to make it a 15-point lead. Simon Fraser, underneath they go. That one had a little bit of mustard on it as Quirk left her feet, tried to squeeze it and couldn't on the baseline. Rabouin. Hollingshead with that high screen. Quickly they go to Evans. Mack for 3. That's her shot. Had a great look at it. Looked good, but just didn't find its mark. Rabouin again. Into the heart of the defense. Kicks it back out. Elena Mack for 3 off the mark. Inside the board is huge as Jasper Evans finds a way to recycle the possession. This time Hollingshead, great job by Gemma to get the stop underneath. But the play gets physical underneath there at about the free throw line. And I think Ryland Quirk is getting called for a blocking foul. Her first, only the second team foul of the game for Simon Fraser, but they got a huge mountain to climb here with 3:07 left. And they got to get going. Rabouin having trouble. It's a hot potato. Evans thought about the 3. Instead, just to the lip of the paint, and the whistle blows away from the play. Perhaps a foul, and it's going to be Quirk again. It's going to be her second straight foul. And with that, Wazowski will spell her Jessica, the senior, now back into the game for Simon Fraser. Number 14 will prepare for the long run here now, I believe, as she tries to get her team back within shouting distance here. This is an ugly game both ways. Turnovers, fouls, missed shots. But the bottom line is Simon Fraser needs to capitalize on the opportunities they've been able to create, and there's going to be a foul there. on Gamble. I believe that's going to be Gamble's third of the game. Gamble's third of the game, and that'll send Rachel Lukes to the free throw line. As we mentioned, that those Rachel signs are in the crowd. The College Heights Cougars, her teammates, the team she played on last season, led to the BC Championships, the tournament at the LEC, and Luke's the star of that team. Her dad, the coach of the team, Wade Lukes, sitting there watching in his blue College Heights hoodie, and the rest of the Cougars as well in town for the Beauchamp tournament out of Holy Cross in Surrey. Great tournament every year in the senior girls high school calendar. 15 points, the deficit seems locked at. Simon Fraser simply cannot buy a hoop here. Rabuin, cross court to Mack. Great job by Grace Killens. The defensive hands come up. She knocks it out of bounds. Very quickly, Sophia Wazotsky now set the check in. She'll check in for Killens. The Wazotsky sisters, along with Cutler and Lukes and Shelby, on the floor right now for Simon Fraser. Deshae Robb to the spot, pulls up and drains the smooth-looking jump shot there. 54-37. So right back to 17 points. Even though Alaska Anchorage isn't doing what they want to do at full throttle, they're figuratively holding Simon Fraser at arm's distance and just letting them flail. Simon Fraser cannot gain any traction here right now in the half court. Here they come. Wazotsky, Shelby for three, just off the mark. The bench ready to explode if that one fell right in front of their own bench, but couldn't get it to go. Here's Rabuin. Evans, great job by Sophia. Wazotsky gets a steal to Lukes. That backcourt of Evans and Rabuin, certainly an effective one for these Seawolves. Shelby now to just Sophia Wazotsky. 1:26 left in the quarter. Looking for Big Sis in the baseline corner, and that one deflected out of bounds into the Simon Fraser bench. So with 13 on the shot clock and 1:23 left in the half, it'll be Rachel Lukes to inbound. Cutler, the high post back up top to Shelby. Shot clock now at 7. Lukes on top. Jessica, deep three. She takes a shot to the hip as she releases it from Rabuin. And 3 free throws coming up for the best free throw shooter on the Simon Fraser team, one of the best free throw shooters in the country right now in the nation in Division II basketball. 1:13 left, 54-37. Simon Fraser, and it's no secret, struggling from the free throw line here tonight. Wazotsky making 2 of 3. My mistake, that was 1 of 3. Was wondering if the score clock was right. Our ace crew has got it right. 54-38. Wazotsky, 1 of 3. This is not singling any player out. It's a collective funk here tonight as that double team comes quickly. Luke's now at half court, finds Shelby. 22 on the shot clock, 44 left in the quarter. Shelby. Laney steps up, drops the jump shot there to make it a 14-point game. That's a positive for Simon Fraser. Now this is one heck of a basketball team to have to come back from a 14-point deficit. Simon Fraser will try to keep it at that here. Shot clock basically off at this point. Here's Rabuin, down to 6, down to 5. Great job by Cutler underneath, but the foul on Hollingshead underneath is going to get called against Sophia Wazotsky. 1.4 seconds left, and she'll get a chance to shoot a couple, will Hollingshead. Nice crowd on hand here at the West Gym to watch this one. Of course, as we've told you, the Saturday contest is a 1 o'clock matinee special here against Fairbanks. Hollingshead with 15-point lead here. And Wazotsky, it's good if it goes, but won't go there. The deficit's at 15 points. Simon Fraser battling hard. The game went through a incredibly low-scoring extended lull in that third quarter rather. Neither team able to fully take advantage, but the Anchorage Seawolves had done enough to build the lead to 15. And we'll keep it right here as we get set for this final quarter. Play the dance team on the floor, and a great job getting the high schools in here today. Guilford Park Secondary, as we were told, with former Simon Fraser forward Rebecca Langmead, former broadcast partner Rebecca Langmead, who was able to be the analyst a number of years ago towards the end of her Simon Fraser days here, and she's gone on, I understand, giving back, coaching now at Guilford Park Secondary in Surrey, the Sabres. And as we said, Wade Lukes, the head coach, the father of Rachel Lukes, the Simon Fraser rookie, has his entire College Heights Cougars team from Prince George in the house watching the game tonight. So a shout out to everybody at Guilford Park, all the alums and fans and teachers and students from Guilford Park who might be watching as well. The same to all of those from College Heights as we get set for the fourth and final quarter of play. I know we can't put everything into that plus-minus category, but there are 4 players out of the entire Simon Fraser group who are not negatives tonight. And they would be Rachel Lukes at a +3, Kyra Stewart at a +5, Sonia Gill at a +1, and Lainey Shelby at 0. And by the same token, there's only 3 negative players on Alaska Anchorage. And they'd be Maya Ross, Janaya Alexander, and Kaya Pearson at a -5. So we're underway here. Simon Fraser has not got the start save wanted in the third quarter. Can they reverse that trend here? A nice power move in the paint there. Sophia Wazotsky, Lukes, hard nose to get the second chance opportunity. Rachel battling hard underneath. Shelby, fingertips, do it. They save the day. Shelby tees up the 3. Oh, just off the mark. Story of the night for Simon Fraser. That was one of their hardest working possessions, and right down at the other end in the snap of a finger, Rabuin comes down and draws the foul. And those can be pretty deflating. Simon Fraser, what hustle on the offensive end of the floor, coming away with no points and very quickly taking a foul at the other end as Rabuin makes the first. And those are the kind of moments you have to play through to get where you want to go. 1 of 2. And Bruce Langford's group here now wanting to find some pay dirt for all that hard work that didn't give them a dividend the last time down the floor. Shelby thought about it. Here she is on the baseline. Double team comes quickly back to Wazotsky for 3. Tipped away by Cutler. What a great job. Shelby gets it to Sophia off the window. Snake bitten again. Simon Fraser, like there's a lid on the basket, unable to score. Took it to the rim twice on that possession and came away with nothing. So many great plays in the details, as they like to say. Cutler's tip, Shelby dynamic play, Sophia as well driving to the basket, but nothing falling right now, and that's a tough pill to swallow. Gamble out of the game here for for Vishay Rob, number 12. Rabuin, skip. Oh, breaking through and splitting that double team there. Great job there by Evans, Jasper Evans, and she gets a loose ball as well. Simon Fraser just keeps working hard. A lot of things not going their way here right now. This Anchorage team, full credit for that 16-point lead. Double team comes. Shelby, what a job. She is going to be just an outstanding defensive player. Ooh, and Rab ripping it away. Alaska Anchorage called for time. No timeout there. I thought that they had granted the timeout to Alaska Anchorage. Here's Shelby. Simon Fraser going to break the silence. A 3-ball finally. Sophia Wazotsky rewarded. The big triple falls to make it a 13-point game. Dare we say that was easy, but they give up 2 on the other end. Hollingshead lays it up and in, gets 2 of those right back. Back to a 15-point lead. Here's Sophia. Takes it into the paint, a triple team on her. That one's not going to fall. No call around Sophia. She was surrounded by 3 players. Baseline 3-ball, tipped by Jessica Wazotsky, but Shelby couldn't corral it. It's going to be Anchorage basketball. Hollingshead back up top. Rabuin for 3. Nice rebound there from Gemma Cutler. Shelby. Oh, and Shelby rewarded in a phone booth trying to get that to fall, and she does. Contorts her body in a limited bit of real estate underneath the basket for a much needed hoop there for the Red Leafs. They get a turnover as well. Here comes Lukes quickly to Sophia. Gemma back to Sophia. The 3-ball. That one off the mark. Lukes tries to bat it away. Gobbled up underneath there by Rabuin. 6:30 remaining. Simon Fraser just can't get this thing under double digits. Battling hard. There's Robb underneath the basket. Blocked by Cutler into the hands of Lukes. They need to push the tempo here. 6:18 remaining. Can they get some easy buckets? Alaska hasn't yielded anything easy. There's big steps into the paint. They'll get the roll from Jay Wiz. She'll lay it up and in. And it's down to 11 points. So Simon Fraser has cut 6 points off the largest lead of the game. Can they continue to get stops? Turnaround by Hollingshead. Great job by Lukes. Underneath, Rachel Lukes, undersized, doesn't matter to her. And she finds a way underneath. They go to Lainey Shelby. Lays it up and in. And just like that, it's at 9 points with 5:45 remaining. That's 8 points off the largest Anchorage lead. It's a huge run here by Simon Fraser. They broke the dam open. And the key here is how much energy and how much focus is this Red Leafs team going to have coming out of this timeout. That's the key. You work hard to get within shouting distance, so to speak, and you want to be able to bring that energy coming out of the timeout. That's going to be the question. How much do they have to combat a team that is having the law read to them by head coach McCarthy here in these late stages? Simon Fraser their best scoring run was of 6 points. I guess that they didn't get to 6 there in that run, but they certainly got things going. Simon Fraser has outscored the Seawolves 9-3 here in the fourth quarter. Time will soon become a huge factor here, but Simon Fraser shooting 4 of 11. Anchorage only shooting 1 of 6 in this in this fourth quarter of play. So certainly a great job here. Is it too little too late? We'll soon find out as we approach the midway mark of this fourth quarter. Simon Fraser, right now the men, an update from Western Oregon, trailing the hometown Wolves 73-67 with 3:42 left in the game, thanks to our Sports Information Director Wilson Wong passing it on as the men battling hard for a road win in the GNAC tonight. And another great job by Sophia. The Lizard gets in there defensively, and she's prompted the officials to call 2 jump balls through her tenacity here tonight, getting those hands in on defense. 5:35 remaining. Simon Fraser basketball. Oh, and that is an errant pass, ill-timed, and right down the floor. Lainey Shelby was not going to be denied. I think Shelby might have had the turnover and might have said to herself, they are not going to score off that turnover. She was not going to be denied. She took on 3 players. And is Shelby getting called for the foul? Yes, she was. That's a tough break for Lainey. She worked hard there. Right now it's at 9 points to lead for Anchorage, who have the basketball. Janai Alexander almost tipped by Shelby. Alexander will get it back. High post to Kate Robertson. Shot clock at 4. 3 ball up and out, missing. And an offensive rebound there, a big one from Gamble. Allows the Seawolves to reset. Wizotsky, Jay Wiz jumping out, knocking that one into the advertising boards here at the West Gym, but it's going to stay with Alaska Anchorage. What a battle by Simon Fraser here tonight. Wide open 3. It goes over the goal into the hands of Jessica Wizotsky. Sophia now with the basketball. Dulé open. Norman Dulé with those quick hit shots, usually very effective, has missed a couple of them tonight. Keep it at 9 points. Simon Fraser looking to get another stop here. Cutler challenges well, gets the old board. Gemma huge there. Shelby thought about the quick hit 3 instead, slows it up back up top. Deep. But good by the Lizard. She knocks down the triple. 52 points now for the Red Leafs. They're trailing by 6, 58-52. They've taken 11 points off the largest lead. Little feed and a little shot there right around the hoop. Thought they could get a quick one on the run. Doesn't fall for the Seawolves, but again, second chance opportunities loom huge here for the Anchorage squad. Inside they go, can't get it to go. I think a foul is going to be called underneath, and it's going to go against Cutler. That'll be Gemma's 4th of the game with 3:29 remaining. Rachel Lukes will check into the game for Armand Dulé. And it's going to be Kaya Pearson stepping up to the free throw line. This Anchorage team comes at you in waves. They come at you in waves when they sub. They come at you in waves as they play. There's a lot of great stuff from Anchorage Sports Information on how the depth of this team is so much about what it's about under Coach McCarthy, and what a job they've done here. Simon Fraser, though, kudos to them for their continued push here. Here's Shelby. So many young players learning under duress here. Sophia for 3 is not going to get it to go. Lukes gets the loose ball. Sophia partially blocked, or rather Jessica Wizotsky partially blocked. Simon Fraser bench calling for a foul there, but it's not going to be called. It's Red Leaf basketball with 17 on the shot clock. Quick hitter. Wizotsky for 3. Bingo, she hits it! Sophia right in front of the bench knocks down a monster shot. It's a 2-ball. They're crediting 2. 59-54. So it's at 5 now, and they're going to get called for the travel. Vishay Rab getting called for the travel. So apparently that was a 2-pointer. It was right in front of the Simon Fraser bench. I didn't fully see, but I'm not sure that's what they're talking about anyway. But 5 points is the deficit, 2:58 remaining. Simon Fraser has come out of the doldrums. I think the officials may be reviewing something right now. Is that what's happening? They're going to look. We thank our minor officials for that. They're going to take a look and see where Sophia Wazowski's feet were, as they credited a 2-pointer, but I believe it was a 3. I'm looking, and she was close enough to the bench that she seemed to be kind of meshing in with her teammates, cheering that shot on. And there's, of course, there's a lot of space there between the sideline and the Simon Fraser bench sideline and that 3-point arc. So if that one goes, it'll pull the Red Leafs to within 4. We'll keep it right here. As we said, I believe the largest deficit was 17 points. 2:58 remaining in this game. Simon Fraser, for all the struggles they've had, all the turnovers they've had, it's been tough. We're down to 47 seconds left at Western Oregon. And the hometown team leading by 3, 76-73. So with 47 seconds left, they're going to keep it as a 2. And so that will be the call made by the officials here on the Wazowski shot. 59-54. They went to video review to confirm that one. Sophia Wazowski leading all scorers in this game with 17 points. Lainey Shelby with 16, which for Lainey Shelby's got to be a career high. Oh, and that one to Cutler. Well, I'm not sure what was happening there. My mistake. Anchorage basketball in the half court. Rabuin. Cutler standing tall. She's had a great defensive game here. Robb with a nice fake there, finds the opening and drains it to make it a 6-point game. Or 7-point game, rather. So right now kept at 3 possessions. Wazowski, Jessica, 3. Oh, that finds favor. It's almost like some magic mitts popped up on the rim and cradled that one and said, "You're going home tonight." And they helped that one fall. The laws of physics helping Jay-Wiz there, 61-57. 4-point lead. Anchorage is going to turn it over. Shelby gets the turnover. And we're down to 2 minutes remaining, and here comes SFU. That is a dagger. It's going to fall for Sophia Wazowski. She was halfway to Langley when she let that one go, and she's going to make it a 61-60 game. That was a deep and courageous 3 from number 5. 61-60. Anchorage, can they steady their nerves here? They were leading by 17 points. It's now down to 1. Underneath they go. Cutler gets a hand on the basketball. A timeout called. Vishay Robb had jumped on a loose ball, so it'll be Alaska basketball coming out of this timeout with 7 seconds remaining on the shot clock. The 30-second timeout was called there by the Alaska bench. So 1:29 left in this game. Can you stand it? Incredible finish here. Simon Fraser toying with the top teams in the conference tonight and really hoping to make a statement. This would be a signature victory for this Simon Fraser team that, as head coach Bruce Langford expressed a couple of games ago, lost a couple of games it should have won. I believe those were the Western Oregon and Northwest Nazarene games, but ones that they really had in their grasp that they let slip away. And here they are now trailing by a point at home, looking for their second conference home win of the season. Luke Shelby, the Wazowskis, and Cutler now on the floor for the Red Leafs. 7 on the shot clock. Simon Fraser needs to play error-free here. Evans, the 3-ball doesn't go. A second chance opportunity does, and that's a big basket. Was that Rab or was that Mack underneath the basket able to score it for the Seawolves? Sophia, back to Jessica. 18 on the shot clock, minute left in the game here. Wazowski out of control as she drives to the basket. The whistle blows. And the foul called against Jasper Evans of the Seawolves. Team fouls on both sides, very low for 1:01 left in the fourth quarter. Back up top they go. Sophia for 3. Oh, that one just off the mark. Great rebound by Cutler. She kicks it back up top. Wazowski, 16 feet. She knocks it down. It's a 1-point game with 52.6. Gemma Cutler recycles the possession. What a great job 11's done tonight. 1 point. Alaska with the ball in the lead. Shot clock at 19. 38 seconds left in the game. You can do the math there on the clocks. The turnaround shot. Oh, that's a dagger from Vishay Rab. Simon Fraser Bruce Langford will call a timeout here. 65-62. An ice in the veins character builder here from the West Gym. Howard Samura here with you, and thanks to everybody on the Red Leafs TV crew, including our sports information director Wilson Wong and our producers Aiden Doherty and Eitan Weisfeld. And also the camera operators today getting some great shots for you, Sebastian Chu, Elise Beaudry. Whew, what a game. Simon Fraser trying to make a statement here that the second half is going to be the polar opposite of the first half. And right now we've gone to overtime in Western Oregon thanks to SID Wilson Wong, deadlocked at 76. Are the basketball gods in the mood for dual Red Leaf victories tonight? We'll soon see. Simon Fraser, though, this is a experienced Anchorage team that's been getting it done. They are one of the best road teams you're going to find in Division II basketball. And they fly down from the frosty climbs so often. They are road tested, they are tough, and they're ready to put on a defensive stand here, trailing by 3. 32.9 seconds left. There's 3.9 seconds difference in the shot clock. Simon Fraser wants to make this one count. It's Rachel Lukes. Here's a pure freshman in a battle-tested moment here. Sophia Wazowski, she's going to put up a contested 3. She knocks down the dagger from the wing with a player right in her face. What a shot by the Lizard. Amazing shot by Sophia Wazowski. 12 seconds left, shot clock off. Huge moments here at Anchorage. Do they have the drama in their veins? 5 seconds. Inside they go. Hollingshead off the window, doesn't go. Tip. Simon Fraser is going to force overtime, and the men and the women are both going to overtime on the same night at the same time. Amazing Red Leafs basketball tonight here at the West Gym. What a shot by Sophia Wazowski. At the last second, you're going to say ill-advised, but no, challenge for the shot, and she makes it fall. So we're headed for extra time here. We're also headed for extra time at Western Oregon. The men and the women both going to overtime on the same night at the same moment.
What was the score of that quarter?
Just waiting for some numbers here. But I say to SID Wilson Wong, we'll never have a moment where the two teams are going to overtime at the same time. An amazing happening. And the Lizard knocks down the triple. What a shot that was. So we'll see what happens here. But what a job. What a shot. Sophia Wazowski telling me after the last game, I'm starting to trust my three-point shot a lot more. And boy, has she ever. The Wazowski sisters are getting it done in huge ways. And we're just waiting for some stats here. Hollingshead had a great opportunity there. And we'll get some numbers here. Thank you to the minor officials as we let you know that Sophia Wazotsky has 23 points. She's hit 5 threes. Jessica Wazotsky was 17 points. Lainey Shelby was 16. On the other side, Vishay Rab with 15. Senya Rabuin with 11. Elena Mack with 11. Jasper Evans with 6. Tori Hollingshead with 8. Really spread out, balanced scoring for the Seawolves. The Seawolves, of course, coming off that loss to Western Oregon last week. They had beaten Western Oregon 37 straight times, dating back to the early part of this century. So you know in this conference anything is possible. And there's all the adages you can throw at this, Alaska being this road-tested team. Simon Fraser, did they use all their juice tying it? Are they going to have the jump they need in overtime? All these questions now set to be answered as Mack puts up the 3-ball. Tip to Hollingshead, back to Rabuin. Evans. Jasper splits the defense. 13-foot jumper off the back iron is going to go. Simon Fraser had some of that luck too in this West Gym, and that one is going to go for Anchorage. Anchorage putting that press on that they used so successfully in the opening half of play. Cutting underneath. Second chance opportunity after Jay Wiz was denied by Hollingshead. Gemma Cutler is right there to finish it off, and she knots the game at 67. We're a minute into the 5-minute overtime here from the West Gym. Great crowd on hand, and they are feeling it here tonight. Underneath Hollingshead. Snake bitten underneath. No, she's going to keep the motor running, and Hollingshead is going to get that one to fall. Tori with a great job underneath makes it 69 to 67 Seawolves. Wazotsky, Sophia, so hot. Shelby, career high 16 tonight. Playing a little dangerously underneath. Hollingshead gets in the passing lanes as they look for Cutler cutting to the basket. Rabuin getting called for her third of the game. Rab and Evans coming out of the game. Oh, there's a big triple! Simon Fraser. So Shelby, we just talked about that career high. The ball gets turned over. The foul getting called against Mack, and boy, I'll tell you, Lainey Shelby, the sophomore with 19 points in this game, a career night for Lainey Shelby. So much of that youthful talent percolating, just waiting for the opportunity. And with this Simon Fraser team, we've seen them busting out over the last 2 weeks, literally. All this young talent coming to the fore. It's a completely different basketball team. Reversal to Shelby baseline. Mack guarding her. Ooh, that's a dangerous one, but Jessica takes it, scoops it, draws the contact, and will get to the stripe. Jay Wiz, the senior, the magnet, plays through the contact, and she will head to the free throw line. What a battle this Red Leafs team has put up. They have risen from the depths of a 17-point deficit in the second half. They send it to OT on the gutsy dagger by Sophia Wazotsky. And now they're showing they have the fortitude and the juice here in overtime to continue to play with the same kind of fervor as Wazotsky knocks it down. 3-point lead, 3 minutes left. Simon Fraser back on defense. Mia Ross. Oh, and a foul getting called against the Red Leafs. Sophia picking up the foul, her third of the game. I think Simon Fraser had 2 team fouls in the fourth quarter. Drive underneath, great dish underneath, a hoop in the arm underneath, count that baby for the Seawolves. And Kate Robertson is going to head to the free throw line for the N1 opportunity. Jessica Wazotsky, all the minutes she's logged, that's her first foul of the game. It comes in overtime. And Robertson will make it count. Kate makes the free throw to make it a 72-72 game. Shelby out of a double team quickly. Jaywiz, or Sophia rather, to Lukes. Ooh, blind pass back up top. 3-ball! That one's not going to go off the mark. Lukes tried to save it, but that one didn't draw iron. I don't know if that was a sign of fatigue, but Sophia's been so on the money. 2:23 left in this game. Evans. Oh, called for palming the basketball. The ball is going to be turned over to the Red Leafs. Opportunity knocking for the home team here. Lady Shelby, what a job she's done tonight. Simon Fraser, ooh, Shelby almost wasn't looking there as she crosses half court. Here's Sophia. Lady back up top. Ooh, and that one knocked away from Sophia Wazotsky. A great job there by Rabuin. She feeds Evans. Oh, a call at the other end of the floor. They're calling a jump ball. That was one heck of a defensive play. Possession arrow favors Simon Fraser. What a turn of events that is. In the blink of an eye, Sophia Wazotsky gets in front of the offensive player and gets her hands on the basketball. And they call that one a jump ball. Simon Fraser, that was a hard-earned possession. And of course, the Alaska coach is not happy with that one. But not a whole lot of argument there. Wazotsky did a great job. Oh, look at this underneath to Jessica, the reverse lay-in underneath the basket. That's sister-to-sister DNA for the 74-72 lead. Skip underneath. What a job by Lukes, Rachel Lukes. She jumps in front of the basketball. Quickly teed up Shelby with a miss, an offensive rebound. Sister to sister, Sophia, the 3-ball falls from the top of the arc. It's a 5-point SFU lead. It is a 22-point swing from Alaska's largest lead. And all of a sudden, a timeout called, and this game has a different face on it with 56.5 seconds left. Simon Fraser. They are using the hammer here in the overtime session. Incredible job by Simon Fraser. Where did this come from? This was a quiet little game that looked like the home team simply didn't have what it took to mount a comeback, and all of a sudden, the tables have turned here. And Simon Fraser, what a job. It's amazing to see the energy this team has created. And in this overtime session, Simon Fraser is shooting 57% from the floor. They're shooting 4 of 7, 2 of 4 from beyond the arc, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Alaska Anchorage, 3 of 5, 60%, 0 of 1 and 1 of 1 from the free throw line. What a job Sophia Wazotsky has done. 26 points now, 6 of 12 from beyond the arc. 7 seconds left at Western Oregon, tied at 87 between Simon Fraser and Western Oregon. Maybe there's going to be a second overtime session there for the men as they continue to battle against the Wolves down in Oregon tonight. Back here on Burnaby Mountain, what a shot that was from Sophia. tip back out from sister Jessica right after Sophia fed the dime to big sister underneath the basket for the reverse lay-in. And those 5 points right now are the difference in this game. Alaska Anchorage. Oh, in the post, it's Lukes again. Rachel Lukes with her high school team and her dad, the head coach, cheering from the stands, is turned into a defensive dynamo. Rachel Lukes is getting everything. She's generating turnovers like she's just amazing pace of turnovers. 44.3 left here, a 5-point lead. So Lukes will sub out of the game. She's staying in the game. I'm not too sure. We'll keep it right here as we get down to 44.3. If you're just joining us, Simon Fraser, that's a final, Wilson? Simon Fraser in double overtime I thought they were going to a second overtime. I'm sorry. Simon Fraser has just defeated Western Oregon 88-87 in overtime at Western Oregon. So the men with a victory on the road in the GNAC. They've been struggling for victories, and congratulations to head coach Steve Hansen for the big victory there by the Simon Fraser men. I think the score is just being announced here to the crowd here at the West Gym that the men have just won as well. So good on them. Luke's is subbed out of the game. Grace Killens, who of course has the touch from 3 now into the contest, along with Sophia, Jessica Wazotsky, Gemma Cutler, and Lainey Shelby. And Lainey with those career-high 19 points. Goodness, Lainey Shelby, 8 of 12 from the field. She is a sophomore who barely saw the floor last year. Rachel Lukes is a pure freshman. It's amazing. Rachel Lukes, I mean, if you look at players around, Rachel Lukes has not taken a field goal attempt in this game. And she's 0-4 from the free throw line, but what you can look at that and say, well, what hasn't she done? What do you want? She's done everything else you could possibly imagine for her team tonight. What a job she's done with the 4 assists, the 2 steals, the 7 rebounds, including 4 off offensive glass. But just countless key defensive plays with her hands. Not too sure what's happening here. McKenna Gardner has joined the group of 6 on the floor right now. Potentially Bruce Langford conferring because he's going to sub in a player. Checking for a pulse here right now. What a comeback by Simon Fraser. Comebacks are going to be the most rare thing at home, but against a team like Alaska Anchorage, who's dominated this series, and comes in here with a 6-3 record, and certainly they've got their work cut out for them on Saturday with Western Washington, but boy, I'll tell you, they're getting everything they can handle tonight right here at the top of Burnaby Mountain as McKenna Gardner set to inbound. 44.3, 14.3 difference in the clocks. Sophia the handoff to Jessica. And the foul called against Rabouin, her 4th. So that's going to send, with the bonus in effect, Sophia Wazotsky to the free throw line. Wazotsky makes the first. And that one's going to rattle home. That's a huge hoop to make it a 3-possession game here with 32 seconds remaining. Oh, almost stolen away. Mack puts up the 3 off the front of the iron. And there's Lukes again vacuuming up that loose ball underneath the basket. Down to 19 seconds. Here's Sophia to Jessica. The Simon Fraser bench rises. They are cheering on their team here. The crowd as well. What a job Simon Fraser has done. A stunning Red Leafs victory here tonight over Alaska Anchorage. They came back. Simon Fraser looked like they didn't have a pulse. They will storm the court. Simon Fraser, you're not going to see this every night. There's a winning tradition here, believe me. Simon Fraser knows what it's like to win, but this one is special for this Red Leafs team as they stun Alaska Anchorage. They erase a 17-point deficit. They come back and they win it in overtime as they improve now to 4-6 on the season. What a job they did to come back against this talented Anchorage Seawolves team. It's a stunner. Checking our heartbeats right now, guys. What a job by the coaches and the players here tonight. 79-72. We are going to take we're going to sign off now. I don't even want to get off the air. I just want to keep watching the great things this Simon Fraser team did here tonight. They are all smiles and well deserving of it. We thank everybody on the Red Leafs TV crew here tonight for a job well done. What a job by Simon Fraser. A stunning rally from 17 down, the Sophia 3 to force overtime. And they win it by 7, 79-72, the final score. What a victory for the Simon Fraser Red Leafs here tonight. A 7-point win over Anchorage. Back with you Saturday, the matinee special against Fairbanks. Howard Samura bidding farewell from the West Gym.